Awesome. All right, so we are good to go. So thanks everyone for joining. So excited to have you all here for our second master plan working group meeting. We have an exciting agenda and a lot of things to cover. So I am going to do my roll call quickly. And for those folks who are attending this evening that weren't able to join us at the first meeting, when I do call your name, if you could just say a quick hi, you just say, maybe like a little bit about yourself and why you want to attend why you want to be on the master plan working group. That was what we did the first time. So it'll be a good opportunity to meet the folks that we haven't just yet. And it's a lot easier this time because I'll be all of our videos on correctly from the beginning. So I will start with a roll call. If you could just respond saying here or present. So Doreen DeFazio.
I'm here. Hi, everybody. I had unfortunately missed the first meeting as well. So really excited to join this working group. I've been on several boards and committees in the past, and I wanted to join this group because personally, I think that the master plan really defines what other boards and committees do, particularly in their charge moving forward. It sets a vision for the entire town for several decades, and it's really important. And I was able to watch the last meeting and heard all of you folks too, and I'm just really excited to work with all of you. So hello, glad to make this meeting.
Awesome, thanks Doreen. Super happy to have you and super happy to have another planner on board. It's very exciting. Lots of planners in Grafton, I'm learning. Okay, so next, Justin Hollander. I did not see him. Okay, Sue Robbins. Okay, Lindsay Fox.
I'm here.
Awesome, hi Lindsay. Andrea Bresnan. Oh, Andrea Bresnan.
Hi, I'm here. Happy to be here.
Hi, Andrea. Victoria Duckworth. Julie Capuzziello. Bob Carroll.
Hi, Bob Carroll's here.
Hi, Bob.
Hello.
Chantal Kimball.
Hi, I'm here.
Hi, Chantal. Susan Duval. Julie Grace. Okay. Jennifer Lewis.
Sorry, Julie's here, sorry.
Oh. Hi. Okay, so Julie is here, Jennifer is not here. I believe, yes. Deborah.
I'm here.
Hi, Deborah. Essek Petrie. JT Ross. Philip Grasso. Colleen Roy.
Here.
Linda Hassinger.
Here.
Bruce Spinney.
He's not coming now. He's leaving for Italy at 1 a.m. So when I hit quorum, he's not coming.
Fair enough. Okay, Dave Robbins.
I'm here.
John Allen.
Good evening.
John. Shiva Ganti. Guru. Hemant Pasala. I think Hemant told me he could not make it. So, Roshan Utangi. Anne Marie Foley.
Here.
And Brian Hool or Howell. Sorry, Brian, if I'm getting your name wrong.
It's okay, it's cool.
Cool. Got it right the first time. Okay, awesome. Great. Well, thank you all again. I'm super excited to dive in, and hopefully I won't be commandeering too much of the time because I know CMRPC has a lot that they would like to go over. But the first order of business that I wanted to say, even though we only have one of our new inductees with us, Brian, but JT Ross, Philip, and Brian have all been appointed our new appointed members to the master plan working group. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Brian we met, and Brian actually had an opportunity to meet a couple of folks at the farmers market as well. So happy to have you officially on board, Brian. Oh, I see Victoria's hand is up. Oh, maybe
She
she's
needs to
trying.
be promoted to panelist.
Promoted.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, there's Guru. Okay, awesome.
Hello, all. Just got back from the airport, so just thought I would join in because I could.
Awesome. The dedication is cannot be beat. Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate it.
Of course, of course.
Awesome. So we just went through and did just our roll call and just brief introductions to our new members, Doreen and Brian. I was just explaining that we have 3 new inductees with us. Very exciting. Philip, Brian, and JT. JT was at the last meeting, and Philip will be coming in the future. So that is exciting stuff. Now that we have a quorum, and we do not have a chair yet, I am going to present. So I drafted meeting minutes from our farmers market, our master plan workshop, and from our July 17th meeting. So I don't know if it's more efficient for me to display those on the screen and we can go through and see if anyone has any questions, or if we were able to review them in advance and we can, somebody can make a motion to approve. Whatever's easiest for you all.
We can take a motion, and then if anybody has any discussion, we can enter it then. Does that
Yeah,
work?
let me offer a motion to approve the three sets of minutes as drafted.
Second, Anne Marie.
Perfect.
And I did not see anything in there that I would recommend changing, but that's just me.
Okay, if nobody has any questions, concerns, or
I have
issues
a-
with the,
I have
Oh,
a
go ahead,
quick
Ryan.
question. Since I wasn't here for any of those meetings, I think I'll just abstain from voting on this.
sure,
Okay.
absolutely. So
You have to
if,
take,
go ahead, Sue.
Yana, you have to take roll, because
Yep, so, okay, Colleen,
Aye.
okay, Doreen,
Fazio, aye.
Anne Marie Foley,
Foley, aye.
Sue,
Robin's eye.
Dave,
Aye.
Lindsay,
Aye.
Deborah,
Aye.
Linda,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Julie, Grace,
Aye.
Chantel,
Aye.
Andrea,
Aye.
Victoria,
Aye.
Bob,
Aye.
and Guru.
Aye.
Wonderful. All right. Our first official motion. Yay. Okay, so now that we've gotten the administrative things out of the way, I wanted to just speak to our first discussion item. I have been asking folks who, gauging folks' interest on being the chair, vice chair, or clerk. We did have somebody recommend our friend Dave to be the chair. Dave so graciously offered to do so in September, correct, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, this could start anytime. The potential conflict I had was my work on the bylaw study committee, which is basically wrapping up for October town meeting, with the work largely going to be done by the end of this month. So that leaves me free. I think leaves me with enough time available in the future. And given that this group, the meetings are once a month, yeah, I'd be happy to to take that position at any time, really, provided no one else wants it. I mean, I'm not gonna grab onto it if someone else would like to do it.
Anybody else interested in the chair position?
Chair,
Second,
Okay, roll call. So, Doreen,
DeFazio, I.
Anne Marie,
Foley, aye.
Sue,
Sue, I.
Lindsay,
Aye.
Colleen,
aye.
Dave,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
Deborah,
Aye.
Linda,
You're on mute.
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
Chantel,
Aye. Oh, sorry.
Andrea,
Aye.
Victoria,
Aye.
Bob,
Bob Carroll's aye.
Guru.
Aye.
Oh, and Shiva's here. Hi, Shiva. Just getting adjusted. Okay. Shiva, we're just doing a motion for chair.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was muted. Yeah. Oh, hey. Yes, aye.
Perfect. All right, Dave, one more excuse to work with me every second of the day. Lucky you.
I know, it's such a tragedy, right?
Oh, I know. I don't know how you do it. Okay, so that's very exciting. So Dave, you and I will coordinate as well. And, you know, we obviously stay in touch every day, but we'll continue to stay in touch with all things master plan working group. I did want to also, there was a couple of wonderful folks who stepped up and nominated, volunteered for the vice chair position. Colleen did offer, as well as Anne Marie. So, you know, happy to, we should probably have a discussion with the group, and then we can take a vote if interest is still there, and if anyone else is interested and they want to participate, you know, please let us know.
I'm happy to step aside too, no problem.
I'm happy to do it.
Perfect.
In that case, I'll nominate Colleen as vice chair.
Second.
Second.
A lot of seconds there. Okay, awesome. Look at us, the efficiency. All right, Doreen,
DeFazio, I.
Anne Marie,
Foley, aye.
Sue,
Sue, I.
Dave,
Aye.
Lindsay,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
Deborah,
Aye.
Linda,
Aye.
Colleen,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
Chantel,
Aye.
Andrea,
Aye.
Victoria,
Aye.
Shiva,
Aye.
Bob, Carol,
Bob Carroll is aye.
and Guru.
Aye.
All right, awesome. So I know, you know, everyone is very busy, and I totally get it, but we do have an open clerk position as well. So if anybody is interested, you know, let me know. And also, you know, we can follow up as well if we need more explanation about the duties that are involved. But essentially, it is meeting minutes. That will be the primary thing. But I am also happy to continue to do that.
I can do that too, if that helps while we wait for a clerk.
Thanks, Colleen. Appreciate it. Okay, so we should probably take a motion on that as well, right? Or do we?
I don't think we need a motion for me to do both jobs. I'll just help out until a clerk shows up.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right, awesome. Yay. Thank you all so much. This is like super helpful. You know, again, the planning department and the board, you know, we really appreciate you all stepping up and helping out. Like it really is like a critical help, and it's honestly it's a relief to have you all and such a great group of people willing to step up to the plate. So we really do appreciate it, and we'll try and make it as, you know, streamlined as possible. And yeah, you'll be working with me in the background. But most of you are already used to that at this point, so. Okay, so with that, I think it is time for me to stop blabbing on like I always do and turn it over to Sarah and Elena from CMRPC, who are going to give us an overview of the mission statement process and start that conversation. So Sarah, let me know if you can't share your screen, and same for you, Elena. If you're having trouble sharing your screen, let me know.
I'll be
Sure.
sharing screen later if you could give me that permission, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah, that would help. Okay.
So for the visioning portion of our agenda, we wanted to give the committee an overview of how we approach crafting the vision statement and what's ahead in some of our future sessions. So we won't be working on the visioning statement today. Today we'll be focusing on the upcoming workshop, but just as a quick overview of the vision statement. So we are sort of approaching this in 3 phases. Phase 1 was our event at the farmers market, where we had a mini questionnaire for residents, asking them to look into the future, 20 years from now, what do they want Grafton to be like? Then the second phase will be our upcoming workshop, where we plan to have a station with a visioning exercise. So we'll be engaging residents in conversations about, something very similar to our farmers market exercise. So most likely, what should Grafton be like in 20 years from now? And generally, we'll be asking them to choose keywords that represent values and priorities of the town. And the next phase after that, so with these materials based upon the residents' opinions and preferences, we'll be turning to you as the working group to take that material and get your thoughts on how to craft a vision statement for Grafton. And the vision statement, of course, many of you are familiar with this process, but just to define how we approach it, the vision statement is aspirational, as opposed to the goals and strategies, which are more practical. The vision statement is basically focusing on shared values among residents, community character, standards of excellence, quality of life. And in crafting the statement, for which we'll have some models for you, some examples, we'll be looking closely at language, at keywords, and the vision statement is, of course, no longer than a paragraph. And we'll be using this vision statement as a framework upon which to build the goals and the strategies for the town. So this is basically the guiding principles for the more practical goals and strategies, which will be oriented around the topics and the chapters that we'll be addressing when we develop the master plan, such as economic development, housing, etc. So once again, the vision statement is aspirational. We'll send you some materials ahead of time. And again, you will have materials that we'll collect from the workshop to see what the residents think about what the vision statement will be like. And with that, I will turn it over to my colleague, Sarah.
Great. Thank you, Elena. Hello, everybody. To those of you I haven't met yet, I'm Sarah. And I have the pleasure tonight of doing, I think, the best part of the master plan, which is introducing the second workshop. I think this working group in particular, compared to other towns we're working with, gets the pleasure of really jumping into it. Since we're already about a year into the master plan, we're already to start the second workshop. So having a group this big will be so incredible for promoting it and making it a really effective use of all of our time. So a note on the second workshop, for those of you who weren't on the first one, it was more of the traditional, what you might think of like a public meeting, large scale discussion, kind of focus groupy. The second one, we're going to think middle school science fair, much more participatory, much more interactive. And this is a great chance to go further into the survey results and the results of the first workshop and be able to ask that follow-up question. For anybody who's been in a position where you're just hearing critiques, this is the perfect time to be like, okay, how can we make sure, what do you mean by that? You want this to be ADA compliant, how could that look like for this specific area? So we're so excited to have so many of you on the Grafton side also be a part of this workshop. So we'll be in the library for this, and it will be arranged in a bunch of different tables covering our topics. Participants will be welcomed at a check-in table and told how the workshop will work. Then they'll walk around the space and complete activities and questions that we'll have at each table. So each table will be geared towards a specific topic. It will have a facilitator from the working group and a co-facilitator / note taker from CMRPC. And there will also be posters, maps, and data to give a little bit more context into the topic that table will be discussing. So participants may be asked to vote in polls, complete some participatory mapping exercises, write on posters, kind of simple icebreaker activities to get the discussion going. And then the facilitators will be there to kind of further that discussion based on how interested the participants are. So it's a great chance for folks who come to kind of get to talk more about the topics they care about, maybe less about different topics, and kind of gear it to what they're looking to get out of it as well. So for instance, an example from a previous workshop we've done for the open space and recreation table, we had a map that was about 4 feet long with all of the opportunities for recreation in town highlighted. And people who came had different colored little tacks to note, okay, in this space, I need more parking. In this space, it would be great if we had a new playground, for example. So from there, we can kind of get a sense of what exactly people are looking for, but it's a fun little activity to get the conversation and minds thinking. So for Grafton specifically, we'll have a table introducing the master plan process for folks who aren't familiar, followed on tables for economic development, housing, transportation, natural and cultural resources, open space and recreation, quality of life, and visioning. And there will also be a table for children and a check-in table. So for tonight, I'm going to give a brief overview of what you could expect from each table, because we will have an opportunity to sign up if you're interested in facilitating. I will say we'll bring this discussion back around in September if you'd like more time to think about it. But if you feel like a table tonight is really speaking to you and your interests, we'll jot down some potential facilitators. So for the economic development table, we'll zoom in on specific economic corridors identified through the survey as areas that folks wanted to see more businesses come through. Participants will have a chance to expand on what businesses they'd like to see in those areas, as well as general improvements to those specific corridors. The specifics for which corridors we'll be using for this discussion will be September. We're going to reschedule the September meeting as a chance to go over some of the specifics of the activities. Yes. So the housing table will have a similar approach to economic development. We'll be focusing on specific areas or the survey deemed as appropriate for additional housing. So we'll talk more about what kind of housing people would like to see and what gaps there currently are. So housing has a great opportunity to align with the recently completed community engagement from the housing production plan. So Grafton's in a great place to go really deep into the housing topic. And I'm looking forward to what we can discuss the next meeting as, opportunities to really get into what would it be helpful for the town to know. For the transportation activity, we'll inquire the top transportation improvements desired in Grafton. Grafton's in a great spot with WRTA and MBTA service, so there's a lot to talk about regarding multimodal transportation, but we'll also focus on roadway improvements and dangerous or congested areas that folks would like to focus on. An option for the natural and cultural resources table is to focus on preservation. For this table, we typically have a representative from the Historical Commission come and frame the topic. If anyone from this group has a contact that would be beneficial for this, that would be very helpful. We're looking to understand the top priorities for building or district preservation that haven't been completed yet. The open space and recreation table, a similar opportunity to housing with the completed open space and rec plan. We could go really deep into this topic and kind of focus on specific areas or the entire town. We have a lot of options for that table, but we typically look at what people would like to see improvements for recreation and open space options and land use. For quality of life chapter, we'll be looking at the network of support in Grafton through community power mapping. So we'll have a big poster for folks to write down, really any groups in Grafton that they're a part of. Could be the food bank as a social resource, book clubs, advocacy groups, nonprofits, organizations, kind of going to see the scope of community in Grafton that we can hopefully through this master plan support and see what kind of resources they need, any kind of group of people in Grafton that folks feel supported by. The kids table will have coloring for younger kids and a prompt for older kids similar to the farmers market. What do you love about Grafton? So we'll have a facilitator there as well to write down for anybody who can't write, and then some coloring pages to keep everybody entertained. And then our final table will be for visioning. So again, to kind of, as Elena said, get some advice from everybody who comes on what kind of words and phrases are sticking with people that would resonate for the Grafton specific vision statement. So for anybody who likes reading rather than listening, we have this all written down as well to share with you. But I'll have Elena go over what we're looking at for promoting the workshop, and then we'll come back to asking who's available for facilitation, which now I'm noticing we should pick a date first. So Fiona has been so helpful in gathering options for spaces for this. So I believe, and Fiona, you could correct me if I'm wrong, we're looking at October 3rd and 4th at the library, 6 to 8.
Yes, so I asked around a few different venues, and yes, the library had, let me just pull up my spreadsheet here. Sorry, give me 1 second. So the library had, yes, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, and the 12th available. And I think that the library would probably be the preferred venue. I overheard folks at the last workshop saying, mentioning the library, and it just has all of our, ADA compliant, et cetera. I did also reach out to a couple of other spots in town, including the senior center, but they are very busy with programs. So we had a more limited window of dates that we could use. And then of course we always have Apple Tree Arts, but I think it would be nice to maybe try and switch it up if we can. They obviously, we know most of us are familiar with the Apple Tree Arts space, and we do have that as a backup. But yeah, I think Sarah, if we could try and gauge folks' availability on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and the 12th, so that I can let them know.
The CMRPC is available 3rd and 4th, if we could narrow it down to those 2 dates.
Okay, great.
So I believe that's, look at day of the week, a Tuesday and Wednesday. So since most folks have cameras on, we could do just a show of hands. Who is available on October 3rd and October 4th? We'll do October 3rd first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 8. Okay. And how about October 4th? It's close. Bob and Guru, do those 2 dates work for you? Yes, cool.
Yeah, for me right now, either one's fine.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Awesome. All right, it looks like October 4th is the winner.
Awesome.
So we will pencil in October 4th, 6 to 8. And I will toss it over to Elena to talk about workshop promotion, and then we'll go back to again some volunteers for day of facilitation and assistance.
Just quickly, Sarah, before you turn over to Elena, I just wanted to clarify because Anne brought up a really good point. The workshop will be the October meeting. So that we're gonna try and reschedule the September meeting so that we have an opportunity to meet again to discuss duties of the group and what we need to know before the workshop, and then that the workshop will be our meeting. Just in case that.
Do you want to accelerate the process and try and choose a date now while we have a fair amount of people available, as opposed to the email chains that would go out?
Sure, John. So pick a September date as well.
That makes sense.
Okay, sure. I did notice that Monday, the third Monday of the month, was the second most popular option when we were doing our original sign up Genius. So I would throw that out there, but honestly, it can make most days work. The third Monday of the month would be.
We were bumping into Labor Day and planning board meetings on Monday, so that's
yes.
the week, and September seems to be off.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so I think, we'd generally set the first Monday of the month, but yes, the third Monday was the second most popular choice. So I would, speaking just for myself, the third Monday of September, I'm available.
Yes, that's the 18th of September.
That would be the 18th.
Does anyone have any issues with the 18th?
I'll have a conflict, but.
Oh yeah, that's right, John. Sorry, you have an ADC meeting, but I'll fill you in after. Okay.
Should we do a raise of hands though? Because quorum is going to be
right.
Just make sure nobody else has an issue on the 18th.
Yeah. Let's do it. If you could please raise your hands for the 18th of September. Yes, 18th of September, please. Okay. Okay. Looking good for everyone. Bob, I can't see your hand, but.
Yeah, that one's fine. 18th is
Okay.
fine.
Okay. Awesome. Good call, John. Getting it out of the way. Awesome. Okay, so Sarah and Elena, there's a question in the chat for a time for the 4th. I believe we were going with an evening slot, 6 o'clock.
Yep, 6 to 8.
Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. Awesome. Sorry for cutting you off there. Just wanted to.
Elena, would you like me to share my screen for the promotion part?
Yes, thank you, Sarah. So as my colleague Sarah mentioned, this is a science fair format type of workshop. We've actually done this before. It's a fairly new format. We're using it, and we've done it before in Spencer, Brookfield, and Barrie. It was very well received and very well attended. In Barrie, we had about 100 participants. In Spencer, we had about 65 participants. And we've held it at various locations. In Barrie, we held it at a local brewery, the Stone Cow Brewery. In Spencer, we held it at the Fish and Game Club. Brookfield, it was at the Ocom Brewery, and it was a very well received and successful format, and we're looking forward in trying it in Grafton. It is logistically a little bit more intensive than a traditional workshop, and we're hoping to have your help as committee members who have extensive local networks to spread the word about the workshop. Essentially, we've seen in other towns that people tend to listen to people they know. So the more promotion committee members do throughout town, the better it will be for our attendance. And we've assembled a list of tasks that we've done for other workshops. These are fairly tried and true. If some of you think that, this is something that they could help with, we absolutely welcome your help. CMRPC will be doing promotion on our end, of course, social media, and so on. But we just wanted to go through these steps, not just, to give you a blueprint for what's ahead, but also to get your ideas for what else could we do? Did we miss something? Is there anything that's Grafton specific, that is location specific that we could do? So please pitch in at any point. I'll just go through this list. But if you have any ideas, please interrupt me at any time. So as I mentioned, I think the most important thing for getting people to basically come to the workshop would be for committee members to reach out to their networks, whether through social media or word of mouth. This, I think, is invaluable. We'll come up with flyers and posters that, you could either post on social media or printed posters that you can give to people, printed flyers, I'm sorry. So we'll have printed materials and social media flyers to post. So in addition to committee members reaching out to the networks, another thing we found that is very effective is to make an announcement at the beginning of other meetings in towns. So other committee meetings, such as Board of Selectmen, Finance Committee, Planning Board, anything that gets the word out to the public in those forums would be very helpful. The traditional way we've promoted workshops, of course, has been through the media. So for every new workshop, we create a press release that we send to a local newspaper. This is a given. CMRPC can work on this, but of course, if any committee member can take this on, I think it could become more personal and more meaningful. And we can send out models for what we've used before. The local TV, so GCTV, we've used that avenue, and Fiona was helped us with that to promote the first workshop. We hope to have the opportunity to do it again. Anyone who might want to volunteer for that, again, coming from a Grafton resident, would be ideal rather than CMRPC. This is another tried and true. Posting it to the Grafton town website is another way to get the word out there. Post in the Senior Center newsletter, so a small blurb about the workshop. That's something else we would like to do. And of course, as it's typical these days, social media will be an integral part of our promotion strategy. Most people get their information from social media, as we know, and this has included our workshops. We found that a lot of people who attend the workshops found out about it through social media. So we will create social media posts that we can pass along to you, and you could forward to your networks. Email blast to your networks is also something we rely on. We'll share the flyers and announcements, and we'll create an event invitation as we've done for the former workshop. And we'll post that to the CMRPC social media and the Grafton Master Plan Facebook group. So these are basically our main landing pages for the workshop. We'll post it on the website we've created for the master plan. But I think where we could really use your help and insight is promoting the workshop and posting the social media flyers on Grafton specific Facebook groups. And, we were thinking of Grafton Informed, the Grafton Group, Grafton Moms and Dads, but we would absolutely welcome your suggestions here. We know there are many more groups than this. This, again, this has been very effective in the past to get the word out there. So I basically wanted to ask you if you know of any other groups. Are there any that we have missed? Sure, go ahead. Go ahead, Colleen.
All Things Grafton is a really big group that has a large amount of people in it from Grafton. Some of these groups say they have a large number, but they might be more from other towns. So All Things, Grafton Informed, Grafton Moms Dads, but there are a lot of Grafton.
Yeah, if any of these groups that you could reach, I think, I don't want to say this was the bulk of our engagement, but we really have had a lot of success with this.
Elena, I think Chantel also had her hand up.
I'm sorry, Chantel, I did not, because of the screen
Okay.
share.
Colleen already got me. I'm one of the admins for Grafton, or for, well, both All Things Grafton and Grafton Rise. So I would share at both of those places if I received an event.
Fantastic. We will send you all flyers and links to the post that you can forward. And feel free to add any additional information you want. So we'll have a suggested blurb that we'll post on our master plan page and CMRPC page, but feel free to add any information to that. Any other social media venues that you think might be productive? Any websites, any local forums? I see there's a message. Will do. Thank you, Anne.
We could probably utilize some, business organization. I mean, they are some, a lot of them have a regional reach, but, I'm thinking like Chamber of Commerce, those types of groups. I know there's a lot of faith-based groups in Grafton that we had reached out to in the past for events. We really should be focusing on our Native American population as well. I have, shame on me, I have yet to try and find somebody to coordinate with in that community, but I do know that Chantel is involved with folks, so I think that might be helpful, as well as maybe targeting South Grafton a little bit more. I think our reach could be a bit better there. We have 2 environmental justice census tracts in South Grafton. So that's pretty critical in my opinion.
I think we also can leverage some of the town groups that I think would be happy to engage. I think of like literally the town of Grafton. I think of Grafton Recreation, just some of the like specific government oriented groups would be happy to blast out a link as well.
Yeah, I have a list of all the business owners in Grafton. I have their emails, so I could circulate it that way as well.
So I know we all just agreed on October 4th is the best date, but it is so close to town meeting on the 16th, which would be another great opportunity to promote this workshop. Is it possible to do it after the 16th?
That's a good point.
Excellent point. Thank you, Colleen. That has been, we've done this before in Spencer and Brookfield, and it has been an amazing avenue for engagement and promotion. So if we could do that, I would highly recommend it.
That would be great for me because October 4th was the only date I could not make it in the next 3 months.
I have a question. Has the dates that you've had at the previous towns always been during the week versus the weekend?
Yes, we tend to keep our workshops during the week. But of course, in the evening when people are free or tend to be free.
I heard the word children earlier, so I just was thinking that if it was going to involve any children at all, it might be difficult. during the week, that's all.
That's right. And that's why we have a children's table. It is effectively, you know, a way to be able to manage bringing children to the event and have some form of supervision, but also, you know, some engagement. So we found that this works in the past. It was pretty easy to manage, and it was easy for parents to keep an eye on the children and go around the tables. But of course, to your point, it is always easier in the weekend, but we tend to organize these during the week.
So Elena, and Sarah and well, everyone really, but are we thinking the following week of town meeting, or did you, there might be a little bit of a, for lack of a better term, a town meeting hangover. If we do it the week of, but you know, if folks want to do it the week of, that's totally fine. I just want to try and get something, I want to try and get the library if I can.
One thing I think we want to be careful about, and that's delaying into November, because as soon as you get into November, you get into 2 holidays and, you know, just a much more intense month. So I think look to it, getting it completed by the end of October. But I think going after town meeting, behind town meeting is really a better choice. You really get more input. Although the fall town meeting isn't the heaviest attended meeting, still it is out there.
Yeah, I would say probably the week following town meeting, like Tuesday or Wednesday, the 24th or 25th, or possibly Thursday, the 26th. I think, yeah, I tend to agree that maybe right after town meeting, if town meeting is the first time people are hearing about this, you know, giving them a few days sort of advanced notice to plan ahead and think about it is probably helpful.
It's the most engaged populace. I think that makes great sense.
Yeah, isn't it a good thing? Isn't it a good thing? You're on. Isn't it a good thing to try not to be too far after town meeting, though? Everyone hears about it around town meeting, and then they forget. So, you know, take advantage of.
Okay, with that said, may I propose that we have the meeting on October 26th, which is about a week and a half after town meeting. It's a Thursday from 6 to 8, and we'll pin down a location.
Before we vote on that, I just wanted to acknowledge that Shiva's hand is up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say regarding other events where we can promote, like, you know, the workshop. So there's like a South Grafton PTO meeting, like, you know, at the elementary school, where they have a few social events. So I'm hoping you know, some parents would turn up. So, and then also at the North Grafton Elementary shortly after that. I'm not sure about this Oktoberfest event, which is a major one where a lot of parents, grandparents from the town show up. So,
Yeah, speaking of schools, have we thought about the possibility of promoting it via information that's typically sent home to parents from the schools?
yes, yeah, that's another way. Yeah.
A good idea. I can do that.
Yeah, thanks for your suggestions. I think these are both really great.
Also, if we are able to still be at the library, 6 to 8, the library itself will be open, and it might be possible to coordinate with the librarian for some sort of children's activity to keep kids somewhat occupied. You know, and that might even be a come-on to get parents in there.
What if we let the kids wear their Halloween costumes early and give them candy, and then allow the parents an opportunity to walk around the room while the kids read their children's books?
Yeah, that kind of thing, I think. And if the library is the venue, that's an excellent choice. Because as I say, they're prepared particularly for children in there. And the librarian is just amazing.
What's
Yeah,
spookier
great.
than town planning? That's such a great idea.
Can I just, what again was the date in October that we were proposing, the week after? What was that? What was that date?
Thursday, the 26th.
I'm looking at the calendar on the library and they have the Small Stones Festival going on. And it's in the community room. So I don't know if that's something that's like kind of set up. I haven't seen it.
I can tell you all.
Yeah, you don't want to interfere with the Small Stones. It's a huge amount of.
Let's see. Yeah, I know. So, and they have it blocked out right now, 12 to 4 o'clock, like every day, all week. I forget how long Small Stones goes on for.
That entire week is blocked off, Julie?
But the room, the
room is.
problem
Okay.
because it's gonna be full of standing panels with art hung on
That's
them.
what exactly, that's what I thought. But it's only blocked off 12 to 4, so I don't know. I mean, I guess we'd have to talk to the library to see, but it may not be available.
That's a good
But we
point,
could go
actually.
somewhere else.
Yeah, one thing that this is coming back to me, I floated and she did ask if we could try and keep it to earlier October because they were busy, and I'm assuming that is why. So okay, so should we start? I'm just looking at the calendar for the library as well, and the week post
Yeah,
town meeting.
yeah, it starts, I'm sorry, and it starts on Tuesday, October 17th. It says art intake. So that's when they're gonna start getting their stuff to exhibit.
Okay.
Could we move it to
available.
Apple Tree Arts?
Yeah, just a different venue.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Apple Tree Arts did say, let me, 1 second, sorry.
Could we do the community barn?
It's not big enough.
Not big enough. No.
It's not big
what
enough.
location is it?
No, I guess not.
Nope.
The community barn?
Are you
Oh.
sure? Isn't the community barn bigger than Apple Tree Arts?
It may be
No.
bigger than, no.
Yeah, it's similarly sized for sure.
Yeah, I would think there would be space. I'm just not sure what their booking policies are.
Or parking.
Well, there's plenty of parking.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
parking would be fine as well.
Okay.
I just don't know if they're charging for the use of the building,
Right.
which certainly it's a
Yeah,
valid
they
cause, but it's probably not free any longer.
Oh, okay.
Is it
I'd be a
something-
little concerned. I'd be a little concerned about the parking at Apple Tree too. I think that might dissuade people from showing up. You know, even though there is parking at the library and people could walk over, I just, you know, the easier you make it for people to show up and participate, the better. That's just my opinion and from my experience. But I mean, I don't know, Fiona, maybe do you want to reach out to the library and see what dates are available? And then when we meet in September, we can regroup on this conversation. Does that sound better?
Yeah, I'm happy to ask them if they can accommodate around the Small Stones Festival and see what they say. And at the same time, I'll also reach back out to the senior center. I was looking at, oh my gosh, what was the other place? Community House, but I think it's too small for what we're trying to do.
The South Grafton is?
Yeah, the South
Yeah.
Grafton Community House.
Oh, no.
That's a fairly small space for this. Although we
Yeah.
have done things somewhat like this at the South Grafton Community House in the past, but maybe in a slightly smaller scale. And I am remembering us doing some, activities similar to this at the community barn years ago.
But the attendance wasn't that.
Oh, no, we had a big one. It was on, I don't know, one of our things.
Okay.
I see Anne's hand is up.
Yeah, I was going to mention the South Grafton Community House as an idea.
Yeah, I will circle back to the senior center. I know that they are busy, but they did tell me that they could you know, they were saying Wednesdays would after 4:30 would work. So yes, so Doreen, I will circle back to the library and just ask them again about availability around the Small Stones Festival. And if it's a no, I will also reach out to the senior center and just say, you know, if that Wednesday, the 25th, we could do it then. Does the 25th work for folks if we need to do it then?
Yeah, that's fine.
Can I suggest one more location to look into too? The Grafton Commons at the high school, that intake area where everybody checks in when they're registering to vote. It's got plenty of parking, you could set up like a science fair there. But again, I mean, there could be a million school activities that they could be busy as well.
Colleen, do you have a name?
Dr. Cummings.
Oh.
I think the booking calendar may even be available online.
Could be.
But it's been a minute since I've tried to, we use some rooms at the high school for Girl Scout stuff on occasion.
Okay. Okay, great.
Okay,
yeah, I'll do that too. I'll probably just book, I'll try and do the Grafton Commons. I'll circle back to Senior Center. Also, we'll circle back with the library all at once with the date of the 25th from 6 to 8 and see what people say. And then just so I'm clear, we should not be pursuing further the community barn or the South Grafton Community House because they're too small, right? Okay. Okay, got it. All right. So I will do that, and we'll do the I'll hold for the 25th, and I will do that as soon as possible. So we can try and get that locked in, and I will update you all.
Yeah, and I probably wouldn't rule out the possibility of an earlier date as early as the 18th or 19th.
Okay.
Probably the 17th, the day after town meeting. Maybe not, but the 19th is the Thursday after the Monday town meeting. I suppose one would want to avoid the 18th against the remote possibility that town meeting would not be completed on the Monday night and therefore be continued to the Wednesday.
So the 19th would be the.
But I think the 19th is a possibility.
I agree with that too, Dave. I think that's you know, it was spoken, I think it was Chantel who said this before too, just kind of like the momentum, or it might have been you, the momentum behind town meeting. You know, you have a short window that people would be interested in, remember, and put it on their calendar. So, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to going to town meeting and a master plan workshop in the same week. Sign me up.
Some of us going to 4 meetings in 1 week is not unheard of. But I wouldn't want to inflict that on everybody. But the 19th being sort of the earlier relative to Small Stones, might be more workable at the library, but then again, it might not.
When you're saying senior center, do you mean the room, the senior center room, or do you mean the gym?
Good question.
I was going to ask.
The gym.
I would
The
say
gym would probably be the only, right? I think the only place that could hold the amount that we need.
Right. Yeah. No, the gym would be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me circle back to the library and check on those two dates. I'll do the senior center for those 2 dates. And the Grafton Commons. I think honestly the Grafton Commons sounds like that would be perfect and different, and there'd be enough parking.
You may have to make a commitment because and just say this is the date we want, because when one that kind of matches all the criteria, because other uses may pop up and you want a commitment that that's our date. And not sure we can wait till the September meeting to make that kind of a choice.
I think you want to know before that for promotion.
Yeah.
So let's do the 25th, unless there's no objections.
I have another idea.
No, Colleen, no, I'm just kidding.
I know. Okay, I won't say it.
No, you, please, any
What
idea?
if-
Any
What
idea?
if we kept the 4th as the main workshop and then did a mini workshop at town meeting where we're set up while people are registered and it kind of draws their attention and they can take a peek at it and piques interest, the same boards and stuff like that.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Again, how would that work? Colleen, say that again.
So the main workshop would be on October 4th again at the library. However, that we're going to be making poster boards and things like that. So setting it up in the commons during town meeting so people could walk around and take a peek at it and be aware of what's going on without attending the main workshop, but still getting exposure to it.
But then you don't get the input.
I almost feel like it's the opposite, where you could have the mini workshop at town meeting where people get a flavor. And then we still hold the bigger one after and kind of use both for exposure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for, we're trying to get input that we can use in plan development. So ideally, we want to capture that audience for 2 hours. But I think it's a great idea to set up at least a table with some posters at town meeting and familiarize the public with the upcoming meeting. But ideally, we should have people in a room for 2 hours, and that's been the best way to get feedback from them.
I agree. And I think that post, it won't work. But remember, we still have the 19th also as a possibility. And Fiona, and certainly consider that date, an important possibility. 2 days after town, or 2 or 3 days after town meeting might actually be fortuitous, especially if we do some sort of a mini presentation. Now they're really going to have heard about it. And a few days later, they're a little more aware. And if they don't have something like old age memory loss like me, they will, still remember that.
Yeah, that's the 150 who come to town meeting.
Yeah, that's still 150
I guess
people.
they're the interested 150.
That's right.
I could
So,
just interject, maybe, Fiona, maybe on your end, if you can look during that week of I think it's the 23rd, I don't have my date book now in front of me, I had to switch. But, check the library, senior center, the high school area, and Apple Tree, see what dates are available, and then come back to us and we can go from there.
Okay. Yeah, that works. And I'll just lock in, if they get back to me about the 25th, I will lock it in, and then I will also try and lock in the 19th. I don't know how generous they'll be with 2 dates, but try and do those both. Julie, go ahead.
On the room reservation calendar, the gym is available on the 19th, but not the 18th.
Okay. Thank you.
So that could be.
Okay. We'll be doing some vigorous emailing after we get off. Okay, so let's do that. And either way, we will lock it. I'll work on locking it in. And yeah, so plan for the 25th, the 19th / the 25th. And we'll go from there, and whatever I can secure, I will. And then we can, at the next meeting, just say, this is the ideal date, time, and venue, and we can cancel the others. And then I really like the idea of a mini workshop at town meeting. Maybe we can do that too.
Yeah, we can do a table, posters, hand out flyers, and a few people there to explain, much like we did at the farmers market. Let people know what the master plan is about, what the workshop is about, and invite them.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that.
I'd be happy to work that table. That sounds wonderful. That's a great idea.
Thank you.
Awesome.
We'd be happy to have you there.
Okay.
So Fiona, I want to be mindful of everyone's time. I just wanted to touch on 2 more items. I don't mean to cut off a productive conversation, but two more items. One of them, I think we've already addressed a little bit, is we're going to have a lot of flyers distributed at select locations through town. And we've listed a few that are typical and we've had success with before. So as expected, the library, senior center, town hall will have 8.5 by 11 or half-page flyers or flyers posted in the windows. But if you have any suggestions besides the town hall and local restaurants or grocery stores, please let us know. If you would like some flyers, we can get them to you so that you can place them at select locations. But we're definitely looking for suggestions here because you know Grafton better than we do. And then if there are no other comments, I wanted to talk about the last item would be, so this is an event with food and drinks. This is unsurprisingly a draw for the public. And what we've done in the past, we've engaged local businesses for possible sponsorships. So if there are any local restaurants that you could suggest, we've typically done pizza because this is the easiest and most popular. So if there are any restaurants that you think might be willing to sponsor this or any businesses that might be, please let us know. And if you can help with communicating with those businesses, that would be a huge help.
I could just say Pepperoni Express is always somebody that you can approach. I hate to throw him out there because he does so much, but I'm sure he would help out in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but
we all know.
feels like we're always going back to the same well.
Yeah, and
exactly.
we could do, a combination of venues. It doesn't have to be one restaurant. We've done 2 restaurants in Spencer. And
we can give you a bunch of names. Most of us here know that that might be somebody that you end up with.
How many people do you anticipate attending? Let's try and figure out how much we need and what we'd be asking for.
So
we're shooting for 150.
So 150, I feel like that would be an awful lot to ask for just one restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Four people per pie, so you're talking 150 divided by 40, so you're talking 40 pies. That's a lot to ask for.
So is there no budget for this? This would be completely sponsored, the notion of food and drink?
There is some budget for this, of course. Ideally, we would like to have it sponsored, but as a fallback, there is budget for it.
But we could, as like a taste of Grafton, there's plenty of places that sell pizza and have everybody do 10, there's at least 2 restaurants with pizza ovens in town, let alone standalone pizza places. That I think would be kind of a fun idea.
Yeah. I'll work on getting the food for people.
Thank you, John.
And on it, of course, we have the planning department as well, where we have a P card that we can use, so.
If you're good.
And are we good with serve safe and everything if we're serving food? I believe we have to get a specific license if we're serving warm food to the public in a public space.
Yeah, Chantal, you're right. Some venues that I spoke to didn't say anything about permit. I know for the library for sure we need a Board of Health permit, but I'll work on that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Good point.
Now, realistically, I think 100 people is based on precedent. I would say we can shoot for 150, try to be prepared for 150. 170 is what we've seen in the past, and people come and go. And it's okay if we run out of food. It is the first come, first serve. So, but in the past, we've not run out. But yes, ideally, we would hope to get 150 people. Go ahead, Lindsay.
How many people were at the last workshop? Do you know?
We had 35, and Sarah can confirm this. The promotion effort was not as extensive,
Sure.
and we had less time for it. So,
Oh yeah, no, I was just curious kind of what the, what the last meeting attendance was.
yeah, no, I think that's a good gauge of what we could expect. But given that we'll triple our promotion effort for this, we probably should expect more than that.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yes, can you hear me? The library community room only has a capacity of somewhere around 100, if I'm not mistaken, so you're not gonna have 150
At one time.
Through, if you end up.
Bob, Beth told me that they can do 100 seating and 180 standing. That's a good point, though. We have always have to be thinking that in the back of our heads. Shiva, I think I saw your hand up.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, like, when can we expect some kind of like flyer or anything to promote this event?
Once we have a solidified date and location from Fiona, we'll be adding promotional materials to the Dropbox folder that's been shared with you for previous things. We'll add a new subfolder to that will include the flyer and links to the social media page and website.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Was there another agenda item? Forget who that was mentioning. There were two things.
This is it. These
Oh.
are the, yep, I think we've gone through all the items, so that's all we have for promotion.
Yeah, we basically covered the rescheduling, and as I mentioned, I'll work on this in the background. I'm emailing the library right now. I think the preparation for the next meeting, I think we kind of all know what we need to do, and I will work with CMRPC to get materials out and start promotion, and we'll follow up with an email and get that going. The only thing, I just had a couple housekeeping things just really quick before we go. I normally offer office hours on Fridays from 9 to 9:30 and 12 to 12:30. I am not working on Friday. I will be out of state, so I unfortunately will not be able to chat, but this shouldn't be, I'll be available the following week. So if anyone needs anything, let me know, or you can always just call me or email me anytime outside of the office hours. And yeah, yes, that is all I have. That is all I've got. I mean, obviously, my regular spiel about let me know if you need help coordinating your oath of office and send me your certificate if you've completed the training, and continue to check out the Dropbox, etc. Elena and Sarah, all of the materials that the Master Plan Working Group members need will also be uploaded to Dropbox. So when in doubt, people can check that link. And yeah, okay, that's all I've got. I see Bob's hands up.
Just a little fun. You were talking about the vision statement. If you haven't, it might be nice to share some of that from the previous master plan. I don't know whether the folks here are seeing it or familiar with it, but we did spend a long time trying to figure out what to say about craft, and so it might give some ideas.
Yeah, and it's a really good vision statement. Super awesome vision statement. So yeah, I will share that. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Bob. And in fact, we plan to have that as when we do our crafting exercise at a future working group meeting. We plan to have the former vision statement up because we are building on it.
All right, Elena, Sarah, are you all set? I think we all know what we need to do. Won't keep folks too much longer. Dave, you want to do your first official motion to adjourn? If you're on mute, Dave.
Yeah, I'm sitting here listening mostly. So move that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All righty, so I'll do roll call. So Sue,
Yay, yay.
Dave,
Yes.
Aye.
Lindsay.
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
Deborah,
Aye.
Linda,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Julie,
Aye.
Victoria,
Aye.
Chantel,
Aye.
Doreen,
Aye.
Colleen,
Aye.
Anne.
Aye.
Shiva,
Aye.
Andrea. Bob
Carol, aye.
and Guru.
Aye.
Wonderful. All right, got my work cut out for me. We will see you all on the 18th, and I will be in touch before then and reach out with any questions